Hello guys, thank you for tuning in. This is my sub 26 overall. I think it's a new PB, so that's quite nice. We are actually pre-potting up right here. It's a walkthrough, so I will go in depth of what I did and how I did it. This is my first try, so definitely there will be room for improvement, and I will upload another walkthrough on a new PB. My goal is sub 20 minutes, so shouldn't be too bad honestly, since first try and all went quite decent actually. So I equipped full armor over here. The reason why is you kind of only need your melee switches and your mage switches anyway. You don't need a full switch. It's helpful. Eventually I will do it, but I just need to kind of get the vibe for it. I misclicked here, so that was not good at all. But long range definitely helps to at least attack the first two, so that's quite nice. I am overboosted, as you can see over here, so that helps a lot, especially because we are doing Baba first, and that requires therefore quite a lot of prayer, to be really honest. I totally forgot to spawn my troll, so there it is finally. I should have done that earlier, so that's a good thing to actually notice, that I could have spawned it 2 waves earlier. So yeah, that's a yikes. Anyway, I think I lose a lot of time by actually sometimes hitting miss. Switches aren't that great, especially, first raid of the day and whatnot. So let's see. This seems to be range. I should have had rigor on, or at least, flick it like I did there. I think the best thing, honestly, since we don't have barrage, is always focus the shamans. Because they spawn monsters, like the mini soldiers, let's say, or baboons. It is quite nice to get them early out of the way, since we obviously have our antidote with us. So yeah, this is going on an, I would say, steady phase for just learning to speedrun it. Totally forgot my second troll, so yeah, it is what it is. And let's see what might be nice here. Nah, the downside is I don't get them there, so I need to hit them individually, or I should have done a second chin, but I was kind of afraid that the chins wouldn't really go for it. So if you chin, you only chin the little monsters, you don't chin the big monsters, because it's just not worth it. And as you see, I'm quite slow over there. So main priority is shamans, then it's the poison monsters, and then the rest. So as you see over here, it is decent, I guess. It's a good chin. My inventory got quite disturbed, to be really honest, but it is what it is. So one thing for me personally is helpful, that I actually maybe get more familiar with my setup, because normally I do it on my Iron Man. This is my main, so I have different gear on here, of course, than my Iron Man. That's a little bit tricky, if that makes sense. So one problem might add, I will call it right now, in 1 minute and 20 seconds the Divine Potion is over. So keep that in mind. And I don't spawn my trawler here instantly, so that's definitely 2 or 3 hits lost, I will say. Yeah, definitely 3 trawler hits lost for sure. So yeah, that could have been, let's say, a 9. And you might think 9 is not too much, but if you kind of want to go for a decent time, 3 hits is quite a lot. So I like to prayer flick, of course, my piety from time to time, and this is a mistake. I actually should have dragged him way more west. But it is what it is. And I think I got hit here? No, I didn't. Okay, thank God. Because I had a feeling I might have got hit somewhere. So yeah, the prayer flick is definitely good to preserve here and there. The reason that I don't do my fang is because it's a 5 tick. And on 150 defense, or invocation I could rather say, the defense is quite poor on the monsters. So you hit anyway, whether a Gracie Rapier or whatever it's pronounced. So here is actually the second one. So we always do our Rigorum. It's quite mandatory. Otherwise, if you're not boosted in, 10 seconds or whatever. Oh, never mind. I don't get hit at all. Thank God. the thing will be you don't hit your 25 and the rock will not go instantly dead. So this is quite nice that I spec'd twice, and if you see I did go in my B ring for the specs, and then I totally forgot to set it off. I think, oh no, never mind. I think it was a strategy that I used there. Because you don't really need the regen anymore, and the B ring hits quite a bit better, if that makes sense overall, compared to, let's say, the light bearer, because it's just a max hit, if that makes sense. We're never gonna get 25 before he dies, so it is what it is. And here is out, but I think I kill it. Nope, of course not. So I go to the Fang to make sure the accuracy is there, and the last hit is, let's say if I hit 2 rapier hit, it's just maybe 0-0. And since the first 0 was already there because the piety ran out, I switched into the Fang to make sure it died. Because I had no idea how much prayer I was gonna get, and I made a mistake here because I didn't really look towards the setup of the puzzles. So I actually went with this one, to be really honest. I like it better in this scenario. Normally I do the following light puzzle thing and then the number puzzle. This is such an RNG in my opinion. So I don't know whether it's nice or not, if that makes sense. My switches are very poor once again. I actually clicked it before I did the defender, so that's not good. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Let's see, 24. So yeah, this took me a while because I am not really that good at it, but you know, we're getting there. So this could definitely be faster, not gonna lie. So for those who don't know how it is, it's like 1 to 9 or whatever, and you just calculate it out. There is actually a spreadsheet or whatever you call it that will help you. It's a RuneLight plugin. And let's see, so this is basically, you know, find the same emblems, not too difficult. Just remembering game, to be honest, so I kind of wanted to see what was where. It's quite helpful. So W, let's say boot, hand, etc. Or whatever it is. If you actually go with the numerology or alphabet, I mean, sorry, for Egyptians, you know, you can just Google it and you find one like A, B, C, D, etc. So I made a kind of a mistake here by not summoning oh, never mind. By not instantly speccing, I mean. It could have been a little bit better, I think, if I actually hit with the BGS first and then do all the hits, but hey, it is what it is, right? So I actually went here because I really like that process, and you know, preservative of your prayers, of course, is a really nice thing. So I am not yet familiar with the, how's it called? Black chins. Because what you want to have the chins for is actually throwing them for the things that your blowpipe don't reach. I will show you a little bit later on in the video. So basically what you want to do is not hit the minion and kind of always go for the defense. So we cannot hit that, as you see, so I made a mistake. So I go to my chin, go to the second chin, go back in my blowpipe for the next one. I could not reach those two with the blowpipe in time, so therefore you of course use the chins, and you can set it on long range as you saw me doing there, just in case to walk less. So yeah, this becomes a little bit too much, but hey, you know, 40, 70, it is what it is, 100. Yeah, that's a yikes, you know, but could be better. In a couple of kills that will definitely be better. So this, if you don't kill the ranger over here, it actually will heal Capri. So I kind of like the fact that we, you know, can use a spec here or there and just try to kill it faster. This is explanatory, and one mistake really that I did there was still no second troll, so I really need to get used to it. There is a plugin I actually think that shows like a red icon that you need to summon a troll. I might give that a go actually. I think Rastaman's YouTube channel always has them on. So I did a first hit with a T-bow here, just in the hope because I was still running around, if that makes sense. But yeah, didn't really help. It was a 0 and I misclicked that one. You know, don't hate me. I misclicked that one. Into the T-bow again, I think that it is. Oh, never mind. I actually killed it there, so that's nice. So yeah, on to the next one, kill a little bit of them. You're never gonna get them all, just ignore the melee. It's not relevant at this time. Now it becomes relevant, because if you don't kill it, it's just gonna be tedious eventually. Not on 150s honestly, but you know, higher invocations you really get screwed up by them. So yeah, I think actually now I'd summon a troll or at the end of this phase, if I remember correctly. So yeah, that was definitely a good minute of not having a troll. So quick calculations, I guess a 35 missed out damage potentially. So yeah, that doesn't seem much, but it really is. So that was another spec, that's not all too good. And now I realized I didn't have a troll up and was kind of sad about it. So yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. My prayers went off and I didn't really feel like doing it, because it was only one hit and I had no idea how much I needed to preserve for the last bosses, of course. I am actually thinking, since this run went so good, that I go twice power eventually. But I don't know for sure. I might, you know, speculate and just trial and error and see where we go from there. And yeah, here is the thing that I really screw up. So I know often when to one ticket, and just, you know, on the same game tick as the light beam activates, you can actually hit the obelisk, and you always, without special attack, just, you know, one tick him down. It is quite easy to remember it once you have the rhythm down, and I have this up, but it is what it is. The only downside is I was kind of too much in my game, if that makes sense, that I felt like, you know, need to perform good and then you make mistakes, if that makes sense. So in maybe 5 or 6 kills, gonna be better. So I didn't like to do it all the way to the south, so south. So I drag it now, and this is a mistake, because here I lose like a good game tick, so I had to spec, if that makes sense. Here, wait. Let me rephrase this really slowly. Let's do this in slow motion. And watch where we go. So the spec actually reach here. So from where my true tile is towards this tile is 1 game tick, is 2 game ticks. So I lost 2 game ticks over here, which, if you don't know, if you're tick perfect on the light beam and you're 1 game tick away from the orb, you always do 8 hits. 8 total hits on it, and therefore you don't need a spec. If you're actually a tick late, you can only do 7 hits on it. Therefore, ergo, you notice, yeah, you have a 2 down. Unless you special attack. Oh yeah. We special attacked here and lost a little bit of time, I think. Oh no, never mind. It was kind of okay-ish. So what I did is, I rather had a hit in, then drink it up, and then go further. Because otherwise around, I might lost more if I did it prior and then enter in. You know, you lose maybe a good 10 seconds. So I think this is the way to go. You just enter, do a hit, drink it, do a next hit. You know, or sip it, eat it, whatever it is. That might be the way to go. So what I had here, since I didn't hit, I kind of ran into it and did not do a full switch. So the reason why, let's go back and let's do this in slow motion. Pay attention. That wasn't a hit, right? So I'm very close to here, but my weapon is still nullified. So if I drag myself towards the north and then do a switch, including my piety on, you have a double hit plus your trawler, right? So therefore it's better to actually do so for those who don't know, I will quickly pause it a little bit or keep it up on slow motion, one of the two. It's always better to have your weapon switch plus piety on instead of, let's say, a full switch. Because in a full switch you will always deal less damage than a weapon, let's say, and piety. So therefore it's more damage to just do a small switch plus your prayers. It's just better, DPS wise. And if you're not tick perfect like I am, it's the way to go, you know, focus on prayers over a full switch. Weapon prayer over full switch. So yeah, everybody knows this, Simon Says pretty much kind of thing, quite easy. Just remember what the heck the pattern is and you should be fine. So I might actually set the pattern on that it goes faster for the next time, but I kind of, you know, I'm still in an experimental way, so to say. I spec'd here, which is quite nice. I spec'd with the B-ring. And I totally forgot, I think, to set it back to the light bearer. So that was not good. So I think what I did wrong here. Yeah. Oh no, never mind. Watch in slow motion, perhaps, and watch this. So what we do is right before we kill him, we set a dead charge. Look at my special attack over here. Once we kill him, boom, 15. Lovely. I pick up my things, so I drop it in the middle more, easier to get back after I kill it, if that makes sense. So I totally forgot about that. He didn't do a double spec, so way too slow. And I dropped the serums over there. It's just a little bit more comfortable having it in the middle than all the way in the east. But that's just my opinion. So I wanted to know how far it was. Unfortunately, I couldn't. So we still had a minute, you know. So it's always nice to just switch your switches while you're just, you know, paying attention towards, let's say, everything over there. What's going on, and then do your next switches. So I kind of screwed it up with my switches because I totally didn't do all my proper switches there. I just went back to melee as a base, if that makes sense. So you actually deal so much damage. It's beyond insane if you're only doing 150. So normally I do 300s on this account, like expert modes, and on my Iron Man like 250 to 280 because I don't have a rapier nor fang. So yeah, it is what it is. So switching the players over there, overheads, keeping it up melee, quite nice. So the thing is, I think I spec'd here twice and once and back to light bear, I think. Just preserve some prayer by flicking, watching my inventory, my gear management, was all good. So yeah, definitely use F keys, it will help so much. So over here, this was the mistake, my trawler was still up. I really didn't like this, to be honest. I saw that I had 20% spec, so I knew, hey, I need it, you know? And a 5 tick because I knew my trawler will do more hits in, so I could only do 1 hit in. So if I only do 1 hit in, I rather do a fang hit in, because it's just more accurate that way. And I should definitely not have my trawlers up there. But hey, you know, live and learn. And sorry Fitsum, you said yo and I totally ignored you, because speedrun and all. I hope when you see this, I apologize. Let's see, so we have Zebek left. Let's see, yeah, I always like to reorganize my inventory among everything, or between everything, let's say, right? So this was almost tick perfect, I think, and I screwed up here, I got an 8, I think. No, I didn't, okay, thank God, that might have been, you know, another run. So let's see. So what I did was not the tick perfect way, because honestly, if you want to be really fast, you actually want to use your use option from, there's the 8, from the file, let's say, and then on the waterfall. It saves you a whole tick, so it saves you 2 ticks. For example, this was super close. Those 2 ticks could have helped so much, if that makes sense, right? So let's see, I did my B-ring on, because we have 100% spec anyway, so we don't really need the light bearer. Rather have a max hit. So yes, that's quite nice. Palladion, obviously. And after the second one, so this was a 17, I think 40 is the max that we need for reduction. And yeah, quite nice. So we don't need the B-ring anymore, so you can rather have the, hey, okay, that's nice. So I was experimenting here, wait, watch this. So let's get back a little bit and watch this. I did my trawler into the dead charge, and I hoped if I kill, let's say, one of the shells, I perhaps get some special attack back. So that was my whole goal. So I would just experimented here, and I shot it, and I saw, oh shoot, you know, we don't get jack back. So yeah, it is what it is. Experimental, now we know, doesn't work. Death charge, totally useless here. It is what it is. So at least I got my troll. It's a little late, but you know, trolls will get eventually better for me to summon them. The reason that I don't do the sun moon special attacks like lunar troll, spellbook swap, etc. is because I just don't have the sun spear. So yeah, it is what it is. I only do expert modes and normal modes for speedruns. So yeah, it is what it is. You don't really get them quite often if you do expert a lot, if that makes sense. It's just not in them. You know, every white light is like never ever the amount that you want from the gems. So nothing special here, just, you know, DPS. It's quite simple. You don't want to stand on the melee, so it's actually patched, so don't try it, but it used to be here and here to be safe spottable for melee, so you actually could preserve some prayer and, you know, negate 1/3 of all the damage pretty much. But they patched this and it doesn't work anymore. If you try it, you get actually pretty much one shot. I think it can hit depending on how difficult it is, but 500, 600. I think he hits like 118 or something, or 124. So it's pretty much a one shot on higher invocations. But yeah, the switches here, very slow, unfortunately. I should have just gone out, do my switches while walking there. So that's like 2 game ticks saved, if that makes sense. But hey, it is what it is. So here is where I lost all my time. I am super bad in arranging my potions. So yeah, honestly, I effed it up so bad. So I arranged this, and while arranging, obviously, this is like a 10-second loss. It's just shabby. I shouldn't have done it. Maybe I did. I don't know. It is what it is. So I dropped some potions over here because I just, you know, ate that one. Really like to just drop it and then start it, if that makes sense. So this was a good spec. You can only spec a 40 on it for reduction. So, you know, we definitely have that with the 63. Spawn this time quite early a trawler. And unequip my boots, so therefore a little bit more accuracy. I think I only get 1 ball damage, but I could be wrong. I was just checking out the layout over here. You know, where to stand best, what to do, how far the beams are, etc. So it's quite nice. You can detach your camera angle, so you can just play from above quite decently. So I think now I get a hit. Or not. No, I think I totally... Yeah, I negated. Okay, that's good. So it was a 0 damage over there. So that's quite decent, you know? You want to always switch back to your melee and then to your mage. Because you don't want to be everything everywhere kind of deal. So I resummoned my trawler just in case. And I should have actually done that charge. But hey, you know... Or for maybe the core thing. But that's a good thing to actually remind myself to try that out. I don't know whether that works or not. Just, you know, DPS, not too difficult, just go at it. So the thing is, you kind of want to be early with the adrenaline if you're fast. Because you just drink it before and then you set your last hit to piety and then you switch. So I lost here 1 hit of an DDS. But hey, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, shit happens, I guess. So this is 3, 4... 5, and this is 6. I had to drop that, otherwise my BGS wouldn't actually land, and then I picked it up like a dumbass, and I was like, oh shoot, okay, so that's actually a whole hit that I missed, if it makes sense. So that's definitely an improvement to keep in mind, like, okay, if we do this, we kind of need 1 inventory free. Perhaps I can actually do my black chin on Pascon. Perhaps that is, you know, a good thing to call out, but we shall see, we shall see. Because I'm kind of a cheapskate, you know, in a way. I don't like wasting supply, so I rather save it. But sometimes that makes it more difficult, if that makes sense. So I think we're gonna drop it next time. So I did not do a full switch, obviously. Misclicked there, as you see. So I definitely lost some ticks. I think... No, I did. Honestly, I don't think I did. Maybe I did. But at least it's still 2 down, so who cares? I should perhaps maybe have done... It doesn't matter too much, but honestly it could have been nice to have the B-ring on for a higher max hit, especially if you lose a tick. But who cares, right? Who cares? So I hate this. Watch this, guys. I hate this. I will do this slow motion. Like, I combine them, that's totally fine, you know, whatever. And then I switch, but between phase 2 and 3, if it's black, you cannot switch. It's like impossible because you're mid-teleporting. It's such a dumb thing. So I basically did a whole switch and only ended up with 1 type of switch, if that makes sense. So I had to rearrange everything. Oh, it's tedious, man. It really gets me. So I was very cheap over here, so I dropped all my things, because, you know, still 100k that we can just save upon, but hey, you know, it is what it is. And I actually took damage there. So since I had abrasions first, I didn't really get a lot of good items, so I might arrange it better next time, or differently. Because I don't really need them, but it's quite nice to have them first, if that makes sense, for panic things. But with my skill, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I definitely made some mistakes over here. You know, I just abrosiated here because I was so tedious with the fact that we didn't have to restore anymore. So yeah, that's a trial and error thing. Don't drop all your restores. I think, yeah, okay, perfect. I had no idea where it spawned, so I kind of, you know, always like to be at the most northern place, so we can just see whatever, right? I was early there, so I totally get yeeted over there. Next time it will go better. This is obviously insanity. It's not for the faint of heart, if that makes sense. It's definitely in the descriptions, like I said. And I misclicked my rigor there, so it is what it is. My boots should have been off, truth be told, and I should have set a new trawler and prayed my prayer there, so I was late on the prayers. So definitely a lot of improvement. Trawler up, boots off, you know, eat less, things like that. And misclick less, because the misclicks were, you know, kinda insane. So the reason that I just like the 4-tick is just... Normally I have a 4-tick weapon that's the Sun Spear on my Iron Man, so I kinda wanna get still used to it. And maybe I'm gonna actually do the BGS, because if I do the BGS and therefore, let's say you do all the skills, right? So it depends on whether you need HP. Like the Sun Spear, very good for HP and whatnot, because it just passively brings from the skulls it quite up. But in my opinion, maybe I should have done the BGS earlier there for specking for phase 4, if that makes sense. So I still need a good, god, what shall it be, 100 mil or something, and then I can buy claws. No, a little less, like 70 mil. If I have 70 mil, I hope I get it soon. I definitely can claw better and make, you know, Alba faster, Capri faster, like quite a lot of things faster. So I made a lot of mistakes here. Don't roast me in the comments. So I BGS there, and I basically, what else did I do? Summoned the troll there. I did the special attack regen thing. That is saves. So yeah, normally what you do here is obviously the claw specs after your BGS, but we don't have it. So I picked the Abrosian there, because I totally dropped it in the wrong place. So shouldn't have done that either, but hey, you know, it is what it is. I think I ate here one, just in case. You know, 50 HP is still quite a lot, but in a speedrun, I'd rather be safe, if that makes sense. So overall, not too bad, not too bad. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell.